Wanted to share latest test. It's solo self found, exsanguinate scion. And the reason I went exsanguinate is because I was doing other experiments with leveling configurations and stuff. And initially I was going minions and animate weapon, and that worked pretty well, but I was doing the same amount of APM, actions per minute. So it was like, well, if I'm going to self-cast everything, if I'm going to be doing the same amount of stuff as self-casting, I might as well self-cast because they're tankier versions. So I looked at the ladder, and the options were like split arrow and exsanguinate, the solo self-found scion ladder, and some other criteria, things I didn't like and did like. And so far, so good. I don't think I've died yet. Let me see. Yeah, I still haven't died. And stuff dies fairly quick. I've AFK'd a bunch. I walked away a couple times. Yeah. Let's see. Definitely not super fast. I just got here, so I came back for dropping off stuff and seeing if I could buy a chain. And I can't, so the final build that I copied had Poet's Pen. So basically I'm just doing Reap and Exsanguinate manually, and pretty much everything else is defense and Corrupting Fever for, more damage. See, it's like a right click per monster. That sucks. But I think the chain and the Poet's Pen will help later. I'm pretty sure I can find a way to farm it. Or I'll just switch over to Trade League, because I'm not really here for solo self-found intrinsically. It's just a good way for me to reset the league mechanics and stuff and get some empty tabs. It's a good testing environment. I really do wish there was a way to control stuff. Like, trade is so overpowered compared to everything else. There really needs to be some mechanics built into the game that are even a tenth as powerful as trade. This time, also, I learned from, because I intend to go heist, because I'll need uniques and stuff and early money, that I need to have a whole bunch of chance orbs so that I can buy contracts early, because they're just a great source of everything. But if you're not powerful enough to do them at your level, under-leveled ones become really valuable. I don't think there are any vol skills that really apply to this build, but I might get a good corrupted weapon or something. You don't know. So I go. Man, it's chained so poorly on its own. You really have to put chain support for it to actually chain. What it really does, I mean, it's like so terrible compared to like Power Siphon in terms of targeting. Hold on just a second. Forgot to unpause. Sorry about that. I went to the side area and got those, which are cool. Nothing super special, really. And I didn't die. So, yay. I'm completing the tireless wheel. Gained a level, I think. But obviously still in Calms. I believe that I have to have like 130 resists to survive the Kitava debuffs permanently. Obviously, I got a ways to go. When the time comes, probably what I'll do is I'll trade Pride for Purity of Elements, because you know you need that anyway. Really, I mean it's kind of a build requirement because you get the universal ailment immunity. Of course, it's not universal because there's actually 7 resists. Basically, it's like Chaos, Physical, Cold Dot, or Chaos, Physical, Dot, Elements, and Spell Suppress. And I would say there's kind of a soft requirement for some degree of movement speed too. It's like by the time you're done doing all your check boxes, you don't have any room left for build freedom. It's really the big problem with this game. It's like they give us all these options and then they got mad when we used them and nerfed them all. So now everybody has to use the air quote options. They're not optional anymore. It's like when they removed the resists and efficiency nodes, everybody was like, dude, we need those. And GGG is basically like, yeah, that's the point. We want you to be miserable. They made mana harder. You just can't focus on playing anymore. You're just constantly filling in these test questions. It's like a stat check. It's like that's why I use the ladder. It's basically like cheating on a test. I'm looking to see what the correct answer is. I mean, I can't just do anything. I'm not allowed to. I have to do as I'm told. And it's super annoying, man, but that's what gamers want. They really want it. Talk about an obsequious, masochistic lot. Seriously, these dudes are no joke. I'll probably die here. This is gonna be rough. My damage sucks, but I'm tanky. Wow, surprising. See, it's a stat check. I mean, it was just I had the proper defenses, so I could just stand there. It's designed in such a way that you really can't just avoid them. You have to, you know, just face tank it. Might as well level this. Basically just stockpiling stuff until it's time to tinker. Surprised, honestly surprised Cam didn't kill me. That's cool, but it doesn't, I don't feel like I earned it, you know? It still feels cheaty. It feels cheap for the same reason the deaths feel cheap. Oh, right. Keep trying to cast it, not gonna work. Oh, right. Okay. Old habits. Keep trying to click them. Gotta make sure. Fear of missing out. FOMO, FOMO, FOMO. I do like how Reap is kind of load following. Like if you hit something and it doesn't kill it, it gets a little stronger, and it does that 5 times. So there's some consideration made for having to stand and spam on a tough rare or a boss. Coming from. Okay. I don't drink. I have like I have a little bit of brandy in there, and I use it mainly for disinfectant, and I've had it for like almost a year now. So yeah, I don't drink, and I just had this weird craving for a beer. And I don't know where that came from. Nothing. I didn't smell anything. I mean, it's still a room. Didn't see anything. Just out of nowhere. I don't even have a brand preference. I'd have to be like, what do you got? You know? I guess that's kind of informative. I wasn't picturing a bottle. I was just picturing like a glass, which is another weird thing. I don't use glasses. I use a bunch of stainless steel stuff. Strange brain. They have bone, and they redid the shields so they be minion shields, and they inserted a special wand into the game to make them minion wands, and you have stuff like a bone circlet, and it's not for minions. It's like, do they even play their own game? I mean, that doesn't make any sense at all. It's like, what a missed opportunity. I'm always trying to think about what I would do if I had a game, and I'm trying to think of a better system for I definitely wouldn't put the skills in the items. That was a mistake. It's like links and items and gems. The system is cool, but they don't need to be merged because it is such a pain. And I don't like itemized stuff on the skill tree either. Or I want a completely itemized skill tree. You know, kind of like Terraria, where your character is your gear. But I would like to have 2 separate zones. Like I would have to have like my character and my character's gear, but they're separate. Well, let's see what happens. Okay. It let me cast it even when there were no valid targets. Man, that is classic GGG. It's like if a thing can suck, they'll find a way to make it so. It's like they are innovators and suck. What a dick griefy move, you know? Just make it not cast. I'm telling you, they are some terrible people. I really wouldn't be shocked to find out that one of them's a killer. You know, like they find a body in one of them's trunk. Or crawl space. I could totally see it. Because, man, their design decisions just indicate a profound level of not giving a fuck. So far, this is definitely the plan, though. Being able to just stand and tank stuff is great. I'm not in a huge hurry. I am a patient person, so, you know, I'm not trying to fly through. The only reason I even remotely care about speed is because economically it really matters. Like, end game, end league is substantially less fun than early league. So you kind of have to do well quick to do well at all. And people leave, you know, and you have weeks and weeks alone, basically. I think about skill systems and plausibility, and it's like, how would I do it? And in a futuristic kind of scenario, you know, it's like skills and stuff would be some kind of, I would want them to be some kind of information based thing rather than jewels or gems or whatever. Like I think about chips or whatever. I don't know, it's hard. I'm not very creative. Where am I going? I guess be hindered or... Oh, that is so cheap. If anything dies, it resets the count. Goodness fucking gracious, man. Oh, clear check. Can't keep my golem out. That's lesson for later. Damn. And here's another thing that I've always hated. Giving her a pass. It's like, I don't care if she's useful. You're dead. You're dangerous, and you had a whole river of blood in your house and piles of bodies. How I say it, like when I'm talking to people, is like, yeah, let's give Hitlerina a pass. It's like, no, no. You're obviously a perpetual danger. And the dialogue, the stuff they say, you know, they just take it in stride. Like, oh, yeah, you know, we're working with Piety now. It's like, oh, great. Good job, Operation Paperclip. Now I might die because it yanked the controller out of my hand. Yay, I lived. It's a miracle. Stat check. Still can't raise weapons. Level limits. Level limits are stupid. I wouldn't have that either in a game I designed. I mean, I don't understand. I don't mind some kind of gating mechanism. I just wouldn't call it levels, and it would be, you know, it would make sense. Like, I totally get attribute stuff. It's like, yeah, you're not strong enough to lift this. No. Or this requires precision that you just don't have. Klutz? No. I get it. That's fair. But I'm sorry, you're not level 23. It's like, what the fuck does level even mean? You know? And I would change the attributes too. Intelligence as a magic stat is dumb. It's like, me being smart doesn't mean I can throw a fucking fireball. I would call it spirit because it's, you know, ephemeral and vague, but also not intelligent. Because it's like, it's really insulting too, being like the Mara, like he's dumb because he doesn't use magic. It's like, that's not how that works. He's totally smart. He's just, you know, not a magic user. Damn, so much damage. Yeah, I should probably go back to town and try and buff up my character somehow, you know, do the gear management shit. Craft with what little tools they gave me. Oh, right. Keep holding the button. Because if it's hard to kill these bosses, it's going to take like an hour to kill Malachi. But again, who cares, I guess. Looking at notifications on my phone. So slow. It's so funny. She doesn't count as a unique entity yet. Have to wait till the talking is done, which I have muted because close. No. Yeah. It's a really good animation. The spear. He's right, though. He's like, I'm trying to cure death. What's your problem? Of course, I get it, means and ends, but that's not why we're upset. We're actually there to defend death. Because if we cared about means and ends, we wouldn't be siding with piety. It's like, remember the Holocaust in a box? This fight's going a lot faster than I expected it would. And I'm pretty stout. Just surprising. I don't know where I'm getting all this physical resistance. I don't have any. 50, 600 armor, that's nothing. I don't even know if I need to be running. It's gonna be so much better when I have chain. Ugh, looking forward. It's like stuff has to be in front of me. Which I guess is fair. I mean, if I'm vomiting up blood, it doesn't have a huge range. Big stat checks. Apparently I have the stats. I guess I should look up what kind of damage he does, because it must not be physical. I always thought it was physical. That's so silly. Spirit shield, spell. Spirit shield, minions. What is it about ivory that makes it minion but tarnished? What? You know, I mean, it's just so nonsense. But hey, still deathless. That's pretty awesome. Yes, give me my chain. $2. Some. Oh Christ! Son of a bitch. Oh, good, lovely. Okay. Um, what to pull? What to pull? I guess I'll just pull tireless for now. Is that enough? Good. Yeah, it's enough. Because I get a waypoint soon. Slave pens. Love that range. So much better. I guess that's about my regen. I've, you know, lots of sources of regen. Hi there, baby. How you doing? Conifer. Oh, Conifer. Good baby. Oh, come here. How you doing? Yeah, I'm sorry. Game won't let me take a break. Come here. Aw. You so beautiful boy. How you doing? You feel okay? You're purring. That's good. I should do a funding drive for you. Be like, would you guys like to see him go to his first vet visit ever? I sure as hell can't afford it. Can't even afford to get there, let alone pay the bill. No. No. Grump. That was a grumpy meow. Can't do it. Yeah, so good, baby. Getting comfy. Yeah. Much better. It's like, guys, you have a teleporter right outside your town. You never sent scouts? I mean, what even was that? An eighth of a mile? This planet doesn't make any sense at all. So no, so silly. Oh, I love that. That is so cool. Chain everywhere. That amount of spread and chain stuff doesn't need to be dependent on a jewel. What it needs to be is levels. Relative strength. I would put it something like affinity, you know? It's like as you use it, you gain more affinity for it. Maybe even make the gems living so that it's like building a relationship or training a pet. That's another weird thing. Why even have a duration on this? You know? And why make me press the button over and over? If make it reserve 5 mana, its casting cost. Inflation of inputs, APM inflation, you know? It's like, make me press buttons and that's gameplay. It's like, no, that's not gameplay. It's a cheesy shortcut. Hackery. Oh, I love that. That's so awesome. Infect the entire crowd. I'm pretty stout. I can just walk into the middle of the crowd and do it. That's pretty satisfying. Right. I didn't do that. I meant to use the waypoint, but I didn't. I don't care. I don't need another pair of boots. I've got binding orbs and stuff, and you just get in this habit of being like, oh, 4-link is cool, and it's like, well, not now. You're halfway through the game. It's like, oh, right. Can I raise stuff yet? Oh, nice. That's another thing, man. I entered the area of town where it's like there's civilians, and I can kill them. I can even raise them as specters, which is undeniably funny, but it's also narratively evil. It's like, are we the baddies? Yes, we're absolutely the baddies. We're killing civilians. We can raise their corpses. We make deals with Hitlerina. We're overtly defending death in 2 places, Malachi and Katarina. We're definitely the fucking bad guys here. Nice. Yeah, this is definitely the build I'm going to go with, just because not dying is so nice. It's very tanky. Because I realize the leveling process doesn't stop at maps. It really stops at your 4th fucking void stone. So my other builds failed. Like the animate weapon thing was cool, but it's also I guess it's time to fish out the currency and do the tab. Three whole chance orbs. I hate having to rename them every time. It's like my guild stash inherits stuff from my standard tab, so how come new league tabs don't inherit stuff from my standard tab? Again, they don't play their own game. Like, just imagine the amount of annoyance that Chris would personally put up with if he was like having to play the game like on a streamer's schedule. Wouldn't put up with any of this shit. Yes, shut up. I do like the idea of a purely physical, reactionary blood mage, you know, being like 4 red links, and it's why will I raise one but not the other? So weird. It's not levels. Or if it is, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, like cast when damage taken, actually leveling it, not leaving it 1, and it's casting Exsanguinate. It's like you cut me and my blood attacks you. That's cool. Of course, nothing is viable because it has to be layered and layered and layered and layered and layered. It has to have a specific tree with specific items and 16,000 specific jewels, and it's just there's no real freedom. It's totally a myth. It's like a lot of stuff won't even work in the story, let alone in the actual game, which is mapping and beyond. Side content. Nice. This last level should fully reactivate animate a weapon for my use case. Basically just enemy tracking and meat shielding. There we go. To really make use of the Vol too, you need to have a blade fall cluster, because it won't summon its own weapons, which is just, I mean, it's a Vol skill, come on. Oh, nope. Not fully awake yet. Next level. Partially awake, though. Stabby floaty buddies. Makes me think of the scene in House. When the poltergeist activity lifts all the garden weapons and tries to kill him. Feeling better now that I'm through. Or whatever. The song that plays when he's cutting up the body. Yay. What do we got? Do I have life on my body armor? Sweet. Do not. It's a healthy chunk of life. Oh, you almost got it, buddy. You can do it. I don't know why you're eating those. You have food of the exact same type in the other bowl, baby. What are you doing? Making a mess because I can. That endless joke. What do those look like? They had to hang them from the top. That's so funny. It's like they don't look like eyes, man. Or even the wrong color. It's like I don't know anybody with glowing yellow eyes. Of course, on a backlit animated screen, it's hard to tell what's glowing. It's like everything is technically glowing to some extent. It's emitting light. This chest glows. Time to go kill some civilians. For being slavers? Like, you had no problem with a genocider, so... American Empire, the video game. I think that's one of the things I really hate about video games is how dead they are, and I'm really looking forward to potentially them coming alive with AI. You know, I can't stop and wiggle this shield out. You know, I can't try and talk to any of these people. Be like, did you just see me, like, instantaneously annihilate 8 dudes? Let's have a truce. Stop attacking me. Which goes to the level thing, you know, experience. Like, what am I learning from this? There needs to be something else. See, I can kill this person. I don't want to kill a frightened citizen. That's fucked up. Go on, lady, get the hell out of here. Like, if she deserves to die, I deserve to die. For the exact same reasons. I'm a citizen of an empire that does evil shit. It's kind of a mini game. It's like trying not to kill him. Shit, I'm probably going to do that from now on. Just be like, yeah, I'm going to try not to kill anybody in here. Like, even these idiots, man. Who knows how their military is arranged? Although I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for cop types of any significance, you know, like maybe there's a draft and it's different, but they could just look the other way. Yeah, it's complicated. Oh, still can't raise all the weapons. Guess I'm progressing faster than the gym is leveling. I think I'm going to stop there.